Welcome back to A Wandering Skein. My name is Maggie, and we are on day 5 of my trip around Florida. And if you haven't been following along, I have a trip around Florida that I went on, and I'm just here sharing it with you guys. I went to go try to visit as many of the national parks in Florida as I could. So, yeah, we're on day 5. I spent the night in Key West. After visiting Dry Tortugas, I got up, and my goal for today was to leave Key West and travel my way back up the Keys and spending the night in the Everglades again. Before I was going through the Everglades and going to Big Cypress and coming up the west side of the state. So my goal was just to make it back up the Keys and go to the Everglades to spend some more time in the Everglades. The first night I went, I didn't have enough time to really do anything. So I actually scheduled a boat tour of the backcountry. So I was excited to do that, to actually spend some time and see some things. So now, while I was doing all the research for this trip, I of course was getting a ton of TikToks about it, about Dry Tortugas, about Key West. And one place that kept popping up was this butterfly conservatory. And I was like, I gotta go. I am so glad that I went. It was beautiful. I almost the highlight of the trip. It was amazing. There were butterflies everywhere. You just walk in and everybody was so nice. They have a little gift shop they walk through, of course. But then the actual conservatory you walk through, and it was like my version of heaven. Like if I die, this is where I want to end up. They had so many beautiful butterflies and flamingos. They had a mated pair of flamingos that was there. Sorry, the cat keeps rubbing up on me. But a mated pair of flamingos that were there making a whole lot of ruckus. And then all kinds of tropical birds. It was beautiful. Seriously, I am so glad that I went. I took a ton of videos here. I'm just going to let some of those videos play through because it was just so peaceful, so relaxing. Yeah. This is for all my birders, but this here is a male purple honey creeper. This here, I believe, is a Java sparrow. This is a pair of lovebirds. I just loved them so much. I just love that house too. This here is a Guinea turricow, originally from Africa. And then this is one of my absolute favorites. It's just beautiful. A paradise tanager. I absolutely loved it. I actually walked through twice. So they give you the option. If you go, you pay, I think it was like $17. So to walk through the sanctuary part. But then once you walk through, you can walk through again. You can walk through as many times as you want. So I walked through twice. I went right when they opened. They opened at 9 o'clock, and me and this other couple were waiting outside at 9 o'clock to be there. And I'm glad I went because as I walked through again, like I was waiting behind people, it got very, very busy. And the lady told me that it usually gets super busy. Um, but yeah, it was super cool. Again, so glad that I went. Yeah. So I left from there and made my way back up the Keys to go to the Everglades. Again, I was tent camping this time again, but I went and, like I said, I had a boat tour scheduled up the backcountry. I got there just in time. My tour was scheduled at 3 o'clock, and I think I got there at 2:55. So we were running around a little bit, but it was perfect timing. I got right on the boat. It was hot. It was very brutally hot, and yeah, I was trying to. My goal for this trip was to not get sunburned. I am very pasty, so I was happy I hadn't gotten sunburnt yet, and I wasn't about to. So I had a long sleeve, like, sun shirt on with, like, long pants. I looked uh, crazy. I was sweating like nothing else, but I was not getting sunburnt, and that's all I cared about. Um, so it was really nice. Like once the boat got moving, it cooled down a little bit, but I was happy because we actually saw a manatee. I didn't get a picture of it, which I'm upset I didn't, but you wouldn't have been able to see it anyways because the water was murky, and you could just see its like belly floating on the water. So it looked like a rock, but it was a little manatee like floating in the bay. And then I got to see a crocodile, and then some other birds as well as we were floating through the backcountry. It was so cool seeing like the plants in their native habitat. So the like air plants, we have them here. I used to have some, but I killed them. Um, like giant air plants like on these trees. It was so cool. And then like natural orchids as well. So I have orchids. I have quite a few orchids actually, and I'm trying to keep alive. But it was so cool to see them just in their natural environment, just doing what they do best. And so that was really cool. Kind of plant nerdy, but that's okay. It's okay to be plant nerdy. But yeah, it was awesome. And then I went and, I spent the night, got my tent set up. Luckily, I was under a tree, which they tell you not to put your tent up under a tree. But it's okay if you're in the Everglades because it was like 100 degrees outside. Yeah. Anyways, so the bugs were awful. I made sure, I think I took a bath in bug spray. I didn't care if you lit a flame near me. I was going up. I had so much bug spray on, but I did not care. I was not getting bit up. But anywho, got my tent set up. I lit a fire, and yeah, I spent the night chilling in my little chair by the fire. I was checking out some birds. There was actually a hawk. It came down and landed near me, and they got in a fight with some crows. I don't know what they were going after, but that was interesting to see. These crows like behind me were super annoying. But yeah, they were like got in a fight. It was funny to watch. And then this stupid woodpecker would not stop pecking. It was so loud. But anyways, it is what it is. So yeah, I spent the night there. It got kind of windy, so I was kind of nervous. The wind was blowing. I was worried it was going to storm, and I was getting really nervous, but it didn't, luckily. And I woke up and made my way. But yeah, that was my very last night in the Everglades. The day after that, I made my way to the Big Cypress National Preserve. And I actually did find out why the Big Cypress is called the Big Cypress and what the difference is between the two and why they are not bunched together. Now, this is from the guide on my little tour boat, so maybe take this with a grain of salt. I don't know. But, so the Big Cypress National Preserve is part of the Everglades. But the reason why it's a preserve and not a national park is so that people can live on the protected land. So what had happened was, when they made the Everglades a national park, they kicked everybody out. And they were going to make Big Cypress a national park, but the people were like, no, we live here. So that's why they made a preserve. So the people can still live there, but, the lands are still protected, which I thought that was interesting. So yeah, but I was talking to him a little bit. I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. So, that is that. Yeah. So come with me. Next time we're gonna make our way up the west side of the state and go to Big Cypress and kind of go from there. So thank you guys for coming along with me. I really appreciate it. I got one more video left and then we're done with the series, at least. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining me, and I hope to see y'all soon. Bye bye.